Happy Thursday to everybody out there, man. How everybody doing this morning? It's Thursday morning. The sun is shining. It's out. But right now, it's no laughing matter, right? Right now, we're going to talk about a serious topic. Asthma. And I'm going to be discussing losing my son to asthma. Before I go into the story, I want to just read y'all a little something, right? Just for everybody to just pay attention to, right? All right, so listen. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, an estimated 150 children under the age of 18 die from asthma each year in the United States. Globally, the World Health Organization estimates that around 250,000 people die from asthma annually, with a significant proportion occurring in children. It's important to note that these figures may vary depending on the country and region. Asthma is a chronic respiratory condition that can be life-threatening if not properly managed. Children with asthma are particularly vulnerable to severe asthma attacks, which can lead to respiratory failure and death. So, I want to introduce y'all to somebody, a young man that I had the pleasure of being around for 13 years. I had the pleasure in calling him my son, Kyriel Kai Riley, right? I'm going to show y'all the obituary if y'all can see. This is my son. So, y'all see the different backdrops. We rep him, right? So, today, I might joke with y'all every day and, post stuff here and there that's joking, but right now, today, this topic is no laughing matter. If I can help save one child, one family, or whatever, I'm happy, right? Okay. I'm sorry I had to. This is a tough topic for me, right? Okay. So it was August 24th, right? That whole day, right? When I replayed in my head, it was, it was weird, but it was like happy, fun, weird, right? But it's like things went in slow motion now that I look back, right? Okay. Oh, sorry, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. So he had been, the whole day he had been playing outside, having fun. He had been coming in the house that day, getting snacks to pass out to the kids on the block, right? We found out afterwards, why he was coming in there asking for snacks, right? So Kyriel was 13, right? Kyriel was 13. Avion, Kyriel is 6 years older than Avion. So if Kyriel was 13 or whatever, if Kyriel was 13 when he passed, that means Avion was what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, Avion was 7, right? So they have been playing. Okay, so when they come, we have a routine, right? When they come in at night from playing, get in the shower, by the time they get out the shower, dinner be ready, or heat your dinner up in the microwave, eat, get ready for bed. That night, Avion came in first. Avion take a shower, eat, boom. It was Kyriel time. Kyriel, shower time. He hop in the shower. His food was in the microwave. Now I'm laying down. I'm asleep. I'm not even laying down. I'm asleep, right? His mom wake me up and say, I might gotta take Kyriel to the emergency room. His asthma messing up. Now, up until that point, we had been taking him to the emergency room, urgent cares for his asthma messing up. Now, prior to that, we had just took him probably, I want to say 3 days before, and, they sent us back home, right? So that's what that became a regular routine. We come in there for his asthma. They sent us back, right? Um, and I want y'all to pay attention to this and notice the mistakes that was made, right? You know, if you know something wrong with your child and you go to the emergency room or the urgent care, don't let them send you home just telling you anything. Don't let them do that. You know, you got rights, you know, man, put your foot down, right? So when his mom woke me up and said, I got to take Kyriel to the emergency room, his asthma messing up, you know, that had happened before, right? But, you know, this particular day, this didn't happen. It went from 0 to 100 that bad, that fast. So when she wake me up and say I might got to take him to the emergency room, I hop up. By this time, Kyriel is on the edge of his bed. He's panicking, right? He's saying he can't breathe. His eyes is big, right? He on the edge of the bed and he looks as if he's trying to catch his breath. So now at this time, we on the phone with 911, right? We already was on the phone with 911, right? They telling us what to do, right? Now, my son had a nebulizer. You know, he had a thing at home where he could do his own breathing treatment. So he's doing that, right? The operator say no, take that away from him. The nebulizer, don't give him no more. Don't let him, use the asthma pump no more. She was basically saying that was making it worse at that time. It was making the situation worse, right? So the 911 operator, they asking so many questions, right? We like, man, he having an asthma attack. Send somebody. Y'all keep asking these questions, right? Now, mind you, everybody is panicking, right? Now, Kyriel looking at us, right? He trying to stay calm. But, you could just see that, he was scared. You could tell. And when I seen that, I broke down, right? But now me being a man, I have to stay strong. I gotta be the tough one. So I'm crying. I got tears in my eyes. I'm begging Kyriel. I said, Kyriel, please just calm down and just try to, try not to panic. I said, and I told him this. I said, I've seen too many times, people have asthma attack, and it go from bad to worse, right? Just calm down. I'm telling him to calm down, but I'm crying. I'm worried. I'm pacing back and forth. I'm jumping up and down. I'm on the phone hollering. The ambulance, the fire people come, the ambulance come. That's now one thing. They did come in a timely manner, right? I'll give them that. But when they came, none of them got out the car with the oxygen thing, right? So mind you, I went outside to meet them. Once I heard the sirens, I went outside. Now, I took Avion with me, which is the 7-year-old at the time. I take him with me because I don't want him to see that. The mom is in there with Kyriel calming him down, and she's on the phone with 911. So mind you, he's still breathing, he's still talking when they arrive, right? So when they arrive, I walk them in the house, right? Now, I'm panicking even more. They asking, so at that point, they asking Kyriel questions. I told y'all this is a tough topic for me, but I hope that this will help somebody out there, right? So they asking my son questions, right? They asking, why is y'all asking him questions? His parents right here. My son, so I took Avion out the room, right? And so basically, in the ambulance, they not gonna work on everybody around. So mom was just and all this happened in his room. Mom was right there, the ambulance people was right there, me and Avion in the living room. They asking Kyriel questions, right? What's your name? How old is you? He steady telling them I can't breathe. He used his last breath to tell them he can't breathe. When I'm in the living room, I hear a thud, like, doof. And then I hear a scream, like, no! I knew already what time it was. I knew, right? And man, to talk about this story, this shit breaks my heart. This shit breaks my heart to even think about that. She had to go through, Avion had to go through, put myself second. See, I've been learning through this, right? I've been putting myself last, saying like, well, I'm the man, right? I got to make sure they straight, right? But somebody told me, like, no, if you cut, you're gonna bleed too. You gonna hurt too. So you got feelings too. You matter too, right? But at the time, I didn't know that, right? I'm just like, it's about them. So when he, we hear the thud and she starts screaming, we all start crying, going crazy. But somebody got to stay grounded. Somebody, right? So I got Avion, right? They working on him in the house for like 30 minutes, right? They carry him out the house and take him to the ambulance. The ambulance don't pull off, right? For like 30 minutes. Now, anybody that's in the streets, man, we know what that means. Now, his mom was on the ambulance with him while I'm here with Avion, right? I'm waiting for him. And what's crazy, my car had just got towed 3 days before that. Just got towed, right? So I know y'all saying, oh, why y'all didn't take him to the emergency room? We would have, This shit was at 9 o'clock at night. My car had just got towed. Man, it probably wasn't even 3 days. It was probably 2 days before. It might have been the day before. That's how messed up it, all this shit was. But, so, they go to the, she in the ambulance with him. I'm here with Avion. We still not knowing nothing. She called me when they get to the hospital, and I'm waiting on my ride to come here to come get me and Avion and take us up there. When I pick up the phone, she hysterical, And to this day, I've never heard her like that. She's hysterical. Get up here right now. Get up here. All right, I'm finna come. I'm waiting on my ride. I'm waiting on who to come get me. Come get me. As soon as I walk in the hospital, right? And I walk in the room. I didn't even walk in the room. When I come to the doorway and they got him in the bed and they had some machine, basically, when you give somebody, CPR, they had some machine to do that, right? But it was big and it was pushing down on his chest, right? But to me, it looked like it was pushing a little bit too hard, right? But by that time, they were saying he gone, right? When they say that, I lose it. Go outside, right? Man, I'm losing it. I gotta, listen, the worst day of my life, the worst situation I've ever been in, like, that situation changed me. That situation changed me changed me for the rest of my motherfucking life. Kyriel, I brought him into this world, right? I cut his umbilical cord. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I cut that. I seen him take his first breath in this world. And damn near seen him take his last breath, right? Me being around him like for that long, I was grateful, right? I was thankful because I know it could have been worse. Now, y'all listening say, what you mean it could have been worse? When I say it could have been worse, I mean it could have been worse. He could have gotten shot. He could have gotten into a car accident and lost his life. He could have passed alone. You know how many kids passed alone and their parents not right there? So I'm pretty sure, Kyriel in them last few, minutes, them last few moments, he was kind of somewhat at peace knowing that he at home. His mom is right here. His dad is right here. His brother right here. So I'm pretty sure I brought some kind of comfort, other than the situation at hand, what was going on physically to him. I know kids that end up passing, there was no adult there. I know kids that passed from gunshots. So I know I always know it could be worse, all right? Now, this is what God did. I'm gonna tell you how God worked. God knew that this was gonna come, right? And God know who I was. But God said, you know what? I'm finna make it where you can't be mad at nobody else but me. Right? Y'all, how do you say that? When somebody, when a child loses their life from a gunshot, a car accident, it's always somebody to blame. In this situation from an asthma attack, there is no one to blame. He had an asthma attack. We had just moved from Phoenix, right? Before that happened. When he was in Phoenix, no problems. No problems, right? My dad's side live in Minnesota. When he go out there, somewhat problem. But when we moved back to Milwaukee, that's when his asthma really started to, mess with him or whatever, right? And, you know, me growing up, my mom, we didn't go out of town, right? I didn't go out of town until I got grown on my own, right? My kids, my boys, man, they can name so many places they've been to, right? I gave them a life that I didn't have, right? And I think about, I think about the life that Kyrell had, right? And I tried to make it the best that I could. I didn't put fear into him. I didn't whoop him. I don't believe in whoopings. I tried to discipline him as a young man, you know, as as you supposed to, right? And anybody that know my son, they'll tell you, man, Kyrell was well mannered. He was respectful. Man, Kyrell was growing into himself. Now, when that happened, you guys can find a news article on it. TMJ4 did an article. WISN 12 did an article. And CBS 58 did an article on them. And People Magazine. Um, Man, you could, if y'all want the links or whatever, or y'all want to know where to find it at, let me know. Or you could just type in my name, Anthony Miller, Google, because that's how I was able to find them years later. This year August it'll be 3 years. It'll be 3 years he been gone, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man, that me losing him, yeah, I was already using drugs when I lost him, but that amplified it, right? That broke my heart. Kyrell broke my heart. That amplified the drug use. And then after that, I will always crash out around his death date. Like we celebrate his birthday. We celebrate him every day. His room is the exact same way it was from that night. We didn't change nothing. Avion won't even sleep in there. He won't even sleep in there. He be in the living room. And the room is fully furnished, right? But that, like, grief, right? I never knew what grief was until I lost my son, right? Never knew what grief was. Yeah, I lost friends before. I lost a lot of friends before, right? But we know what comes. We know the consequences from being in the streets. We know what comes with this shit, right? So when a friend died, it's kind of it's probably a little bit more that it's probably better to deal with, right? Because we know the consequences from being in the streets. If you don't want to die or you don't want to go to an early grave, get out the streets, right? But kids was never a part of the game, man. Your kid's supposed to bury you. You not bury them, right? And anytime a kid lose their life, man, it's devastating, man. Like I said, that I never experienced what heartbreak was, what grief was until I lost my son. And the funny thing is, 4 days before Kyrell passed, 4 days, my grandma, which is my mom's mom, we all went to go see her at my mom's house, right? So, my grandma, we didn't know her, but she was on her deathbed. My grandma died like the next day after us seeing her. My son passed 3 days later from my grandma. 2.5 weeks after my son passed, his auntie, Marilyn, I love her dearly, and this is auntie on his mom's side. This is so this would be Kyrell's grandma sister, right? So this would be his mom's auntie. So they call her Auntie Marilyn. We had just came from seeing her in Minnesota. I'm pretty sure a lot of my Minnesota family gonna check this out. And y'all, when that happened, when Kyrell passed, y'all know we was all just up there in Minnesota. We had just got a dog. And I blame myself. Like, dang, is the dog? Did the dog make his allergies get worse and turn to asthma? Like, I blamed myself for so long, right? For so long, I wouldn't get out of bed. For so long, I wouldn't eat, right? I was using drugs. Man. I was 140. I'm 191 right now. 191. Like, and it took a while. And I'm not saying I'm over it, right? I'm not over it. I grieve my son every fucking day. It ain't a day that go by. I got him tatted. I went to Black Ink. Black Ink Milwaukee and got this tatted for Kyriel. And it says, in loving memory of Kyriel. And he got the wings with the clouds. I mean, y'all can't really see, but you know, his mom, she got his face, but we do a lot of stuff to keep his name alive. I can say her name right here. I can name right now all the crazy signs that we didn't got or that I've got, right? But that's for me. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in heaven. I believe in hell. I believe in God. I believe in the spirit. Kyriel was 13. He did no wrong. I know he in heaven. Kyriel visit all the time. No doubt in my mind he in heaven. I know it. I know it. No doubt in my mind he okay. I know it. This is shit I feel. I know. I ain't gotta. I don't stress about that. I stress about missing my son, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I stress about missing my son. And we was close. We did a lot of stuff together. I remember in Phoenix, me and Kyriel, man, we'd be up all night. We'd be walking around outside. See, Phoenix, it's hot all night. We walking around outside just talking, man. Even when we moved to Milwaukee, man, me and Kyriel just be walking outside late at night in the summer talking, man. Man, it eats me up that, he ain't here, but, God needed him more. Kyriel is my angel. That's why I named my, and you know what, a lot of that comes behind my name, Crash Out Angels, right? I did a lot of crash out shit, a lot, but it's like I always had an angel with me, protecting me. Kyriel is my angel, so now, I'm overprotective of Avion. Who wouldn't be when you lost a child? For months, for years, I couldn't go to grocery stores. If I see a family together or kids, I break down crying. And like I said, that fueled my drug use. Man, ever since I lost Kyriel, man, I didn't ran into oncoming traffic head on. I didn't ran into parked cars. I should be dead. I should be dead, man. Playing Russian roulette with my life like that, I should be dead. But God, now that I look back, God had a deeper purpose. And he got a deeper purpose for me, right? Kyriel, he wouldn't want me to do none of that. I know right now Kyriel is happy. He proud of me, right? I took a drug test this morning. Like I said, I'm not on probation or nothing. But I took a drug test this morning. The only thing in my system is marijuana. You know how happy that is to feel? How good that is to hear? I've been using drugs my whole adult life and probably misusing them motherfuckers too, right? I've been using them my whole life, man. And for me to, be clean now, I'm proud of myself, man. I came a long way. And it wasn't easy. And it's not easy. Every day is a man, every day is a challenge, man. I'm glad they planted a tree in Kyriel honor at his school. A bar out here in West Dallas. The mayor of West Dallas showed up. They had an event. It was on the news. Like my son, like man, and none of this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for God. God made a way for us to send them home perfect, and everything went right. Everything, and Kyriel is in here with us, right? He in here with us, and I want to pass on the importance to stay up on your child health, stay up on your child's asthma. If you go to the doctor, and I don't care what the issue is, man, you don't let them send you home until you are satisfied, right? Because it's your child's life at the end that matters, right? Take all of that shit serious. I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. Tomorrow not promised, man. If you got kids, next time you see your kids, kiss them and hug them. If you can call your child right now, call them right now and tell them you love them. Because tomorrow ain't promised. I wish Kyrell was right here. I wish he was. I wish he was at school right now. Kyrell would be 16. And I wonder all the time, dang, how would Kyrell look? Kyrell be like this. Kyrell be like that. And that, I think that's the part that, like, it kills me, you know. But, you know, I know he okay. And I hope one day I see him again, right? I don't know if I'm going to heaven. I don't know if I'm going to hell. I pray and hope one day I see Kyrell again. But, you know, he come to me in dreams. I see him here. You know, he give me signs that he okay. Kyrell give me signs. Ever since, shit, the biggest sign, I'm still here. I could be dead. How many, the shit that I've been doing. And for me to be sober and be on this road to sobriety, I'm proud of myself, man. That's why, you know, I push the stuff that I push, man. I push sobriety. I try to push happiness. You know, I try to push, you know, man, doing something that you love, man. You know, man, just be you, man. Be you. Don't be nobody else. Focus on what you doing. Don't focus on what nobody else doing, man. As long as it makes you happy, that's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. I'm gonna get ready and end this, man. You know, I'm getting to my mark. Man, yeah. Today, man, I want everybody to. We're gonna get Kyrell a couple minutes of silence, right? Couple minutes of silence, right? Hold on. But, you know, if you got a loved one and you lost, you know, we're going to give them a moment of silence, you know. But, man, stay up on y'all kids' health, man. Don't let the doctors send y'all home. Don't let the doctors tell y'all anything, man. Don't. I love you, Kyrell. I think about you all the time, man. But, man, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video, man. Any information that I can help y'all with, you know, I got resources, you know. Man, let me know. Inbox me. You want to know more details, man? Let me know. You know, I'm still dealing with grief every day. You know, I'm learning more ways, you know, to deal with it. You know, um, I leave it up to God, man. I talk to my son, you know, all the time, and you know, I leave it up to God. There's there's no more I can do. I used to always question God and say, man, why you didn't take me? Why you take my son instead of me? Used to always wonder that, and I still wonder that. But I kind of got a little bit better understanding now. God got a greater purpose for me, right? It ain't my time. But man, I love each and last one of y'all, man. Y'all stay safe out there, stay blessed. Don't let nobody ruin your day. All right? All right, man. Peace.